Hi, this video is to help you set up your small animal first aid kit. Most of the items I list can be used with all animals, so they're great to have whether you have one animal or even 20. Even if you set up your animal's enclosure perfectly, accidents can happen and animals can get sick, so having a few basic items at home is essential to looking after them when it happens. Please remember that this is a first aid kit only. It is not intended for you to treat your animals at home, and it cannot be used in place of veterinary care. Always seek advice from your vet if your pet is unwell or injured. The first item on the list is critical care. This is a supplement feed packed full of nutrients and calories. It comes as a powder that you mix with water to make a paste. Usually this is syringe fed to the animal. You may use this to help an animal to gain weight or to help an animal top up their nutrients if they're off their food. Using critical care can be life-saving. It can be especially important for fibrivores like guinea pigs or chinchillas, who are very susceptible to go into gastrointestinal stasis if they stop eating. Vets may recommend using critical care after surgery or alongside other treatments to help keep their guts moving. The second item on the list is coconut oil. This is a brilliant natural product that's much safer than buying creams or salves. Its main use is to help treat dry skin or to help clean the grease glands of your guinea pigs if they get a bit messy. Simply warm a small piece on your fingers to melt it and then rub it into the area of the animal. Next is small animal nail scissors. The use for these is pretty self-explanatory, but it can be quite important to use these ones with the curved blade rather than human clippers. These give you better control and are much less likely to shatter the nail. Every small animal first aid kit needs an antiseptic spray. It's essential for cleaning the area if your animal has a cut or a bite. The sooner you apply it after they sustain the injury, the better. On the subject of cuts and abrasions, the next item on the list is a styptic powder. This is important for if your animal sustains an injury and you can't stop the blood flow. The powder helps to stem the bleeding and also acts as an anti-inflammatory. If you ever have a need to use this, then there is a high chance your animal needs to see a vet as well. Next up are syringes. It's a good idea to have a selection of both big and small ones. These are usually the main method for administering medication to small animals at home. So if a vet sends you home with meds, then these are likely to be what you use. They are also good for feeding critical care or water to sick animals. It's much less common for small animals to be prescribed a tablet medication, but if they are, a pill popper can make it much easier to administer. They help you get the tablet right into the mouth. Prebiotics can be very helpful for animals that are off their food. This can especially be the case if they're currently taking antibiotics, as some antibiotics can really affect their appetite. Next on the list are infant gas drops. This is not something you should use very much of, but it can be a lifesaver if your animal appears to be suffering from bloat while you're on your way to the vets. If you suspect bloat, particularly in a chinchilla or guinea pig, this is an emergency situation and they need to see a vet immediately. Lastly, we have heat pads and ice packs. These are important for hot or cold weather, but especially if you have any animals outdoors, like guinea pigs. Heat pads can also be important at helping a particularly sick or old animal to stay warm. For smaller animals, like hamsters or gerbils, it can be easier to freeze a small granite tile and place that in their cage for them to sit on if they need. I hope you never need to use these items, but it is so worth having them just in case. Remember, if your animal is unwell or injured, always seek veterinary advice.